Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today we are on the subreddit r slash am I the jerk? And without further ado, we're just going to jump right in. We have three stories for you today, and we're going to go through each of them and decide whether the OP in the story is the jerk or not. So strap right in and let's go. So our first post is, am I the jerk for telling my mother that she made her bed and now she has to lay in it because she is upset that our relationship has changed? Interesting. 2 years ago, my mom started dating a man. Despite expressing our reluctance to meet him because she was serial dating, we did not want to get attached. They forced the situation, making my sisters and me uncomfortable. Shortly after, he began staying over regularly. My mom's personality changed significantly after meeting him. Example, he would make disgusting comments about my mother in front of us and she would just laugh. About a year ago, they came home after a date, and I, busy with a timed online university assignment, just shouted hello from my desk. 20 minutes later, with not a word to me or my sister, I heard the outside gate slam and them leaving just as I finished my assignment. I went out to check what was happening, but they were already gone. 10 minutes after they left, me and my sister received a horrible message where my mother accused us of being disrespectful and ungrateful and how we did not want her to be happy. She also accused us of not greeting either of them when they came inside, but we both did. She left for a week and a half, leaving us with 4 days worth of food in the freezer and no money for electricity or any way to get my sister to school during the week, and also no return date. She wanted us to apologize for being brats and not greeting them because before she would consider coming back. When we finally talked, she insisted that we were disrespectful for not dropping everything and meeting them at the front door to greet them when they came back, and also that neither of us greeted them in any form. Not true, because I did, and I heard my sister greet them as well. They're the ones who did not respond. The house was small, so it's improbable that they didn't hear us. Mind you, that this subject was never broached previous to this incident, and in all the years, my mom never required us to greet her at the door like a butler. The power was running low as well as the food, so we bit the bullet and apologized, even though we clearly weren't guilty of what she was accusing us of. My sister was still in high school and I was a first year uni student, so neither of us had the financial capacity to keep a household running. During this talk, I informed her that our relationship would never be the same. Recently, my mother questioned why our relationship remains distant. I reminded her that I had warned her about the lasting impact of our argument. Trust in her as a reliable parent was shattered, and I couldn't simply forget the 2 weeks she abandoned us based on false accusations. While she urged me to move on, I emphasized that she created the distance, and I couldn't force a connection that no longer existed. She's calling me a jerk for holding this over her head. She says that she's still my mother and deserves forgiveness, but despite her being my mother, I believe the trust has been irreparably damaged. She's given me no indication that she has changed. So am I the jerk for what I said? All right. So that's a little bit to unpack. I definitely don't think you're the jerk for what you said. Um, your mom sounds pretty crazy for taking things so out of left pocket by leaving you and your sister alone for a week with no money and practically no food, and then behaved basically like a child and wouldn't come back until you apologized for a perceived slight of not um greeting her, and that seems so out of the ordinary. Like that doesn't seem like something that seems odd is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't seem like she's ever done that before. So why now? Why is she doing that now is what I would want to know. So, it's just very strange. Very strange. And I'm wondering if her boyfriend is whispering in her ear about something. I don't know what, but about something. And so that makes me a little bit worried about that. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have about that. So definitely you're not the jerk here. Our next um story um is titled Am I the Jerk for Announcing My Pregnancy? Throwaway account for anonymity. I am a 28-year-old female, am pregnant with my husband who's 30. Um baby. I have a sister who's also 30. Who has been trying to get pregnant for the past 5 years. This has resulted in 3 miscarriages and a stillbirth. Ooh, ouch. When I found out I was pregnant, I made sure not to tell my sister since she was still grieving her stillborn, who had passed around a year ago. I told my parents and husband's parents, and they were overjoyed. Out of respect for my sister, I didn't have a baby shower or gender reveal or any big ceremony. Just a lunch where I announced the pregnancy to close friends and family, and we all agreed not to tell my sister until we felt like she was ready to know. Anyway, I'm now 34 weeks pregnant and I haven't seen my sister in over 6 months. She called me the other day and told me she was 3 months pregnant and things were going well so far. I congratulated her and she invited me to her house for dinner. I discussed this with my parents and husband and we decided it was time to tell her. I went to her house for dinner and this weekend, and when she let me in, she freaked out. She asked me if I was pregnant, and I said I was. She started sobbing. She was absolutely hysterical. Her husband took her in to calm down, and we decided to leave. She texted me on Monday saying it was selfish that I was going to have a baby first, and my parents would be more focused on me than her. She accused me of being cruel and getting pregnant just to upset her. She said she would ask our parents to choose between us. This was the last straw for me. This is my first pregnancy, and I wanted to do things like a baby shower and all, but I didn't because I knew it would hurt my sister. I called her a selfish, mean female dog and blocked her. Her husband called me to tell me I was in that she was inconsolable because her own sister was trying to upstage her and her baby. Our mom isn't taking sides, but my dad and my husband are on my side. A few of my cousins reached out to me, calling me names, and it made me wonder if I was in the wrong. So, am I the jerk for announcing my pregnancy? Edit, my sister has been in therapy for the past couple of years. Oof, that is a tough one. Um, Obviously, your sister has some things to work through. I'm glad that she's in therapy. Um and you didn't announce your pregnancy at all. It sounds like to me you just told some close friends and family, which is not announcing anything. Announcing it would be like sending out um cards or doing a baby shower or things like that. That would be announcing your pregnancy. Just telling close friends and family, hey, just so you know, I'm pregnant. That is not announcing your pregnancy. Um, that's just saying, hey, I just wanted you to know because I love you very much that I'm pregnant. Um, and just like you said, this is your first pregnancy. You certainly would have liked to have had all that stuff, done. But like you said, you were thinking about your sister and how she would react to those things. And who knows, you just found out that she's 3 months pregnant. That is a very crucial time in the pregnancy where a miscarriage or something like that could have happened. So really, you not doing those things and like drawing attention to yourself could have saved this pregnancy she currently has from not going through. Hopefully, she takes this baby to term and she's finally able to have her first live birth. Um, and you both can have children around about the same age. That would be great. And I hope that your relationship mends. But right now, oh my goodness, she's actually being just a little bit selfish. Um, just a little bit. I'm not calling her a jerk right now, but she's being just a little bit selfish. Um, but yeah, hopefully y'all can work through with this, especially with her going to therapy. But yeah, it's just really hard for her right now, and I hope that you can see that actually. And our last story. Am I the jerk for asking my wife and daughter to leave the house if they don't want to reside with my son? Edit. No, I don't want Leah absent from my life, and Aiden is also my own son. I have the right to bring him to my house as his father. For those who are gleefully saying that they hope Rachel divorces me, I'd rather have Aiden in my house than to live with Rachel or Leah without him. I am rich and I can make my own path and find another wife if I want to. Um, Absolutely nothing justifies calling her mother a not a great word like Leah did. Using that language absolutely blames him, his mother, and his ostracism. And this and his ostracism, excuse me. Also, yes, Rachel also calls her mother a not great word that apparently I missed. Not just Leah. I forgot to mention that. And yes, it is my house. It's theirs as well, but not legally. I own it. Yes, I gave them time to process it and did not bring Aiden in all of a sudden, just to clarify. All right, on to the story. My wife Rachel, who is 35, and I, who am also 35, have been married for many years now. And I also have a daughter, Leah, who is 14. I'm not proud to admit it, but I had another child while I was married to Rachel through another relationship, and that's Aiden, who is 12. I kept it a secret from them, and I paid child support to the mother. I was meeting absolutely all their expenses. She herself had a great job anyway. She passed away recently, and Aiden was alone. I didn't want my son to suffer like that without any parents. The reason I didn't reveal his identity to Rachel and Leah is I didn't want to cause a fight, but now I had no choice. I went through the proper procedures to get custody of Aiden. I made him live in my house. I don't like how you worded that there. My wife and Leah didn't take it well. They went absolutely ballistic when they learned about him, and Rachel screamed about how I shouldn't even dare to think of letting him take even a step inside. Leah was saying the same stuff, but I didn't back down, and they eventually had to be fine with the decision. They have been absolutely livid about it, and Rachel's been demanding to get Aiden away from the house. I told her that I'm not going to do that and warned her against doing anything to him. Leah got mad and asked me whether I value someone who was born out of a not great word, and I lost my temperature. I got up and asked them to get the f out of my house, and if they do not want to reside with Aiden. In the end, Rachel was crying, and they're not talking to me now. So am I the jerk? I actually have a maybe a little bit of a controversial opinion here. You're a little bit of a jerk, actually. You kept this child's um I identity away from your wife for 12 years. And then it seems like you went behind her back when his mother died and then adopted him and was just like, hey, you're just going to move into my house, and just brought him in. Um, it was just like, hey, if you don't like it, you can leave, to your wife and your daughter. So of course they would be upset, for you just kind of springing this on them. So yeah, I mean, their their reactions aren't great. Especially the words that they used, but I mean, you didn't really give them much of an option when you just kind of sprang it on them like that. So I don't want to quite use an everybody sucks here, because they didn't do much more than just use ugly words about it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say you're a bit of a jerk here. But anyway, if you disagree with me, please put that down in the comments. And thank you for joining me today. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.